Just how do you feel like the guys now are more prepared for that road start than they were a couple weeks ago?
Well, we'll find out in a couple of days. I've heard it's a great place to play a game. I've never been there. But I think for our young guys in particular that had never been on a road trip, yeah, I think they'll be at least in position where they know what it's like now. They hopefully will understand the importance of being able to handle the crowd noise and communicate with each other. And there are times that in every game that it really becomes critical, because in most cases it's loud, but then there comes a key moment where it gets really loud. You're at a key third down, or you're moving the ball in a 2-minute situation, or you're down near the goal line, and at that moment, I think guys have to recognize that it takes an extra emphasis to really get the job done in those situations. So I think they'll be better because of having been there before.
Just on Reese and kind of his development over these 4 weeks.
I think he's getting to the point, at least I hope so, where he's becoming more comfortable playing. I think so much of it as a freshman is just understanding the offense, understanding the defense, and then being able to do that quickly. It's just really, really tough on a young guy. And then you get the added development of the pressure behind the game and the increased tempo and pace. And for him, he's been having to work at all of it, And every week there come new challenges in terms of a new defense, new stunts, new alignments, new blitzes, and especially at center. I don't know, other than maybe being a true freshman playing quarterback, I don't know how many jobs could be tougher than being a true freshman starting at center, particularly in this league. But I think he's certainly coming along, but still a lot of room for improvement, and he's working at it.
What did you see from South Carolina's defensive front?
Well, they're just really, really fast and athletic. When you look at those guys across the board, they can all run. You can tell that they've placed an emphasis on recruiting guys that are athletes and then teaching them how to be defensive linemen or linebackers. And I think some of them play different positions in high school, and they've turned them into good defensive linemen and linebackers. But very, very athletic, play hard, really pursue the football extremely well. And it'll be a big challenge for us for sure.
You ever remember playing a team where the defensive line was the second leading scorer on the team on the other side?
No, but they can sure disrupt you, especially in the passing game.
It seemed like Florida Atlantic was really able to put some pressure on Trotter last week. Where do you think the pass protection of this team is at right now?
A work in progress. Like every part of our offense right now, it's a work in progress. We've got a ways to go still in a variety of areas, and that's something that we're certainly addressing. That particular element just is a little bit more glaring to your eye or to the public's eye because it sticks out when somebody's chasing the quarterback back there, wherever he came from. So that's something that we've placed a big emphasis on this week, and I think we'll be better because of it, but we also have a much stiffer challenge than what we saw last week.
Like Burgess making his tight end debut, does that take away from his reps with you guys? Does he go and work with the tight ends and H-backs, or does he?
No, not really. What he's doing on the line of scrimmage is really things that an offensive lineman would be doing anyway. For him, it's a little bit of a departure from his normal position, but he's a smart kid, a very conscientious kid, and that was a big part of the reason that we felt like he could help us there, was that he's a kid that can learn multiple things and be a guy that we can count on.
He said he was trying to get people to cut Coach Malzahn's attention running routes.
We'll see if that happens. If we throw him the ball, then you'll know.
Were you disappointed there wasn't more of a physical presence by your guys in that game against Florida?
I think until we get where I want this group to be, I'm always going to say yes, and we're certainly nowhere near where I would like for it to be. I do think we tried to play hard. I do think some guys more so than others really did try to be physical, but that also comes along with executing your technique properly. And a number of the breakdowns were really technique related more so than just cutting a guy loose or not trying to be physical. But, you know, when you looked at the run game, you know, I think we had a decent yards per carry average. You know, Mike had, you know, whatever he had, and I think our guys made positive yardage on a fairly reasonable basis. But we didn't have the long runs that we did before. And, you know, based on the defense that they run, they really do a good job of trying to contain things in that 3-4 front and play people that are wide on the line of scrimmage. So, you know, it makes it a little bit harder to get some of those big runs on the edge.
But play without John last week. How's he done? How's he looking this week?
I've talked to Coach Chisholm about injuries.
You talked here last week about you thought you were going to play some more guys, which didn't happen except for Chad.
Well, that's more.
Are you set on your starting five right now?
For the moment, yes. But I've made changes in the lineup as late as game 8 or 9, and so I want the older guys to feel the pressure of knowing that they don't have anything sewn up, and I want the young guys to still feel the hope that if they continue to develop, that there might be a spot for them. But what you got to remind them of is many of them are only a play or two away from getting in there.